Pleasant morning to one and all. I'm Dr.A.Sumithra. I'm here to present you about a CPU scheduling, and where the CPU scheduling of a processor or a work is done to finish the work on time. The CPU scheduling is a process that allows a one process to use a CPU while other process is delayed due to unavailability of any resources such as input and output, etc., thus making a full use of the CPU. The purpose of the CPU scheduling is to make the system more efficient, faster, and fairer. Whenever the CPU comes idle, the operating system must select one of the processor in the line ready for the launch. The selection process is done by the temporary scheduler. The scheduler accepts between the memory process ready to launch and assign the CPU to one of them. What is the need for the CPU algorithm, scheduling algorithm? The CPU scheduling is a process of deciding which process will own the CPU to use while other processes are suspended. The main function of the CPU scheduling is to ensure that whenever the CPU remains idle, the OS has to at least select one of the processor available in which is ready to use in line. In multiprogramming, if the long-term scheduler selects a multiple input and output binding process, so most of the time the CPU remains idle. The function of an effective program is to improve the resource utilization. If most operating systems change their status from performance to waiting, then there are many ways be chance of failure in the system. So in order to minimize this excess, the operating system needs to schedule the task in order to make a full use of the CPU and avoid the possibility of deadlock. What are the different terminologies to take care of in a CPU scheduling algorithm? We have to take care of the arrival time, completion time, burst time, turnaround time, and waiting time, and so on. So arrival time, the time at which the processor arrives in a ready queue. Whereas the completion time is where the time at which the process completes its execution. And the burst time is the time required by a process for the CPU execution. The turnaround time, the time difference between the completion time and the arrival time. The turnaround time is where it's a completion time minus arrival time, and the waiting time is a time difference between a turnaround time and the burst time. The waiting time is equal to turnaround time minus your burst time. Further class will be discussing about the CPU scheduling algorithm to that means CPU in the later class will be discussing about the CPU scheduling problems. Thank you.